Hello, everybody.
What's up, guys?
Sean's a little clogged up today.
Yeah, I wish I could say my sniffling was just from that, but Jesus Christ.
We're back. This is the first review we've done.
Yeah, in a while. First movie review we've done in a while.
The last one, me and Tree recorded one for Resident Evil, but it didn't go up just because it was not worth. But like Resident Evil's Resident.
That's basically all you need to know about that. Resident Evil 6 was Resident Evil 6. So.
Yeah, but we saw Logan.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't know how to feel. Like, I absolutely loved it, but honestly, I have questions. This is light spoilers. We're not going to get...
We'll give spoiler signal when we get to that. But let's just do general overviews. General overview, go see this fucking movie. It's 100% great. There are a couple of minor hiccups that happen in there, but it's nothing major that can't be lightly sorted out by just little thoughts in the back of your head.
Yeah. Honestly, my biggest thing with this movie was, I don't know, it seems more like an alternate timeline movie than an X-Men movie. Like, it's definitely a standalone.
That definitely comes from its source material.
Yeah.
Which this is very, very, very loosely based on Old Man Logan, which is a really great premised comic book wrapped up inside a very mediocre comic book.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Old Man Logan is the story of an alternate future where the X-Men are all dead, the bad guys have taken over, the Avengers are gone, and it's the story of Logan crossing the United States with Hawkeye to do stupid things. But in there is the premise that he was used to kill the X-Men. And that's what drove him over the edge it wasn't just the fact that he was used, but he was used to hurt his friends and the only people he could trust and had trusted. And that's lightly touched on in this movie. And it's never quite made clear, which I think is the best way to try and tackle that kind of a subject.
Yeah.
But
well, they point a finger at him, and they point a finger
at Xavier.
Light spoiler.
Light spoiler. It's, like I say, nothing's finalized about that. We can sort of talk about that.
Yeah, Xavier is not exactly Professor Xavier anymore.
I just lost my grandmother recently, and seeing her kind of start going downhill, this was a lot like watching that again, and I was like, oh my god, this is really fucking emotional right now.
Yeah, that hit some
that really hit some nerves. But
sorry for your loss, by the way.
Yeah, it's fine. We're not going to talk about that here. But I've always liked Stewart's Xavier. I think he encompassed... excuse me, my allergies. God! Yeah, I sound like a coke addict.
Yeah, I think that whole movie, dude. Every like 15 seconds, I heard.
Yeah, I know. No,
I mean,
I was going.
It didn't mess anything up, but
yeah. I apologize to anybody who was in the theater with me. I swear to God, it's just allergies. I'm not shoveling cocaine under my fingernails. But yeah. But yeah, I've always liked Stewart's Xavier the best. I thought he encompassed not just what Xavier strove for, but the fact that he was... I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. He was the dreamer.
Yeah.
He had the hope.
The vision.
That things would be fine. And so to see this in a way where it's all kind of gone horrible, and the idea that he might have been part of the reason it's gone is horrifying. I'm sorry, this is genuinely sad. I'm 30 fucking years old, and I'm almost on tears because of an X-Men movie.
It was...
Oh, this is the rage I felt when Green Day released fucking American Idiot. Oh my god, no, because... my voice is trying to go out now. Okay, I'm angry at this movie too. This movie makes me angry.
Because of the way they took with Xavier?
No, because this is so good.
You're mad because it was good?
I'm angry because it was good. It's the same angry I had when Green Day released fucking American Idiot. Because after Dookie, there was nothing. It was 2 albums of bullshit. And then we got that one, and it was like, you could have released this whenever you fucking wanted. You assholes. And we've sat through X-Men 2, which was mediocre at best. X3, which sucked ass. Wolverine Origins, which I hated. The Wolverine was the best. X-Men Apocalypse, X-Men First Class, sucks ass. Days of Future Past, eat a dick. And now we get Old Man Logan, and it's like, you could have made this whatever you fucking wanted. God damn you, Fox. You fucking assholes. I had some respect for you when you included Firefly posters in Deadpool 2's trailer that we saw, but now it's all gone. All the respect is gone because you did this.
Well, we got Deadpool too.
Yeah, we got Deadpool too, which I'm very ashamed of you.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'm sure you've seen this on the internet. They released Deadpool 2's teaser trailer, which is a lot of fun. And
I wish we could have reacted to it. I really do, because it was hilarious.
Had you never seen this before?
No.
Are you serious?
No, well, no, I'd seen the thing.
Okay,
I'm saying
okay.
I wish we hadn't have seen it and done a reaction video to it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, either way, I would have been disappointed in you because I'm still very sick.
I missed the name
on the phone booth when Deadpool's changing. It says Nathan Summers coming soon, and you're sitting there. I tapped you on the side. I was like, "Who's Nathan Summers?" And I'm like, "Are you fucking serious right now?"
I was thinking like
I'm swimming in Alka-Seltzer Cold Plus, Effervescence, fucking Dayquil, and I'm lucid enough to remember somebody I didn't read a comic from 30 years ago.
I never read anything with Cable in it. That's why I never really knew his real name.
You never read X-Force?
No.
I really can't blame you there.
I was poor. I was a poor kid. Like, I bought, like, bargain bin comics, like Darkhawk. That's all it needs to be said.
But, yeah, just simple answer. This movie is 100% worth it. I would recommend going to see this in theaters.
The little girl that plays X-23 kills it.
Yeah, normally when a kid's on screen and they get punched, I'm like, yes! Punch the child! The child deserves it! Evil, despicable little child. But, yeah, when she gets hit, I'm just like, oh my god, that's horrible. And then she comes back and kicks ass and kills people with claws. And I'm like, holy shit, yes! I was really, really worried when I saw her flipping around with the claws out and everything. I'm like, they're going to fuck this up so hard.
They didn't, though.
And they didn't. It was amazing.
She was really good. My only beef with X-23 is she's a little bit older in the comics, and she's already
but I think this worked a lot better for the movie's purposes because it engenders that emotional connection that only a child can, and so it works a lot better. That's honestly the only thing we got that we can talk about without going deep into spoilers. So if you've seen the trailers and you think you might want to go see this, go see this. It is a hard R though. It is full of blood and stabbings and foul language.
And a couple of half heads.
Couple of half heads. And not funny like Deadpool was funny with all the F-bombs or we're funny with saying
No, this was
shit. This was angry cursing. Like, I got PTSD of my father being pissed, cursing, and I was just like, I'm going to some bad places in my mind.
This was... it was really, really, really good.
It's a very, very emotional movie, and not just because of who it is and what's going on. You could take out just about all of the mutant stuff, and this would still be probably one of the most profound bonding movies. I would say I've seen in a number of years.
It had a very, which they kind of hinted at. It had like a very classic kind of journey movie feel. It was definitely
Which I'm honestly really, really happy they stuck
They've
with that, because they
never
didn't
done
try
a
and
movie like this with X-Men characters.
I'm really wondering why they hadn't, because this clearly proved that method would have worked. They probably sat down with a boardroom of executives and said, no, the kids like the mutant powers. Make sure the African lady strikes the whimey kid with the tongue. Strikes him with lightning. Give her a catchphrase. It'll be good. We'll use it across the screens.
That voice you do.
Kids like the phoenix. Put the phoenix in. I don't give a shit if it's an alien bird. It's in the girl. It's always been in the girl. I don't know why. That's my default. Studio executive voice.
Default voice.
That's my studio executive voice. Put the thing in. I think it comes from a Mel Brooks movie. I couldn't tell you which, but it sounds like something he would have done.
Do it. Put it in. Put it in.
Yeah, somebody in the comments tell me where that's from, because I don't think I thought of it myself, but I think that's all we can say without being too spoiler heavy. So, like I say, if you enjoyed the trailer and you thought you might want to go see this, definitely go see this.
It's powerful, and I will.
It's very powerful.
The only thing I have to forewarn you about: don't get the big soda.
Yeah, you're not going to want to get
your bladder before this, because this movie was roughly 2.5 hours.
It's an hour and a half.
It was longer than that.
No, it is 130 minutes.
It's like 2 o'clock, dude. We went in there at 11:20.
Yeah.
And we got out at like 2 o'clock. That was not an hour and a half.
A little over an hour and a half.
It was a long movie. But I'd say empty it, plus like you don't want to get up out of your seat.
So get the large soda, just parcel yourself out. That's what you want to do. Don't sit there and go like Jared does.
I didn't have a soda today.
Sucking like he's trying to win a prize.
I didn't have a soda today. Thank you. That soda I just drank was the only soda I've had today.
Because yeah, definitely go see this. But yeah, definitely empty your bladder, because I got out of there and I had to pee basically an entire toilet full of urine. So
this is a fun trip. This was a little bit unexpected, because I just kind of.
Yeah, you had some business here, so we decided to go ahead and make this theater trip. I'm glad we did. This is a good theater to see it at.
Yeah,
but like I say, spoilers are coming up from I'd say about another 10 seconds. Do you have any other recommendations you want to add before we head into spoilers?
See it and wait until it hits right at the mark. All right, we're at 13 minutes. Spoiler time.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, fucking X24.
Oh my god.
X24, and
you know what that was, right? You know what X24 was?
Not really.
It was a giant middle finger to X3.
Yeah.
Not X3, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, a Weapon 11.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was, because X23 referred specifically X23, not the entire batch of projects.
Yeah.
So X24 making him that much better and more awesome than that is officially Fox going. And yeah, this movie combines several different X-Men movies and that were shitty and does them well.
Man, just when Xavier went, man, it
oh my god,
fucking got me.
Yeah, so apparently they've been trying to create their own mutants.
Basically, from
and
what
weaponize them.
The definition was, this guy got rid of mutants by putting shit in drinks and like
suppressing the mutant gene.
Yeah. It was just very discreet that he did it, and he wiped out like most mutants.
Yeah, well, what he did was he officially found a way to suppress the mutant gene, started a company that would basically ship everything, a mega corporation that would have its little bits in just about everything, food, water.
Unlike X3, where
yards.
there was the cure and you had to go take a shot, He created a cure and just put it in soda.
And didn't tell anybody. And just
like a smart person.
Yeah, and that's...
Not like, we have a cure.
It's easily the most diabolical X-Men villain they've ever faced.
Yeah.
And so they start genetically engineering their own mutants. Apparently this batch that escapes is the X-23 batch, or the 23rd batch of X gene, or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah, because they're not all Logan kids.
No, it's just
Laura X-23.
Yeah.
You know she was created for X-Men Evolution.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it was good. It was good. She's been utilized well, kind of like how Harley Quinn was specifically created for the Batman animated series. Yep. Similar. But yeah, they did a really good job portraying X-23, and so they create X-24, which is basically just straight up building Wolverine from scratch.
And he's like a mindless.
And he is just a robot that goes around killing and snarling.
Yeah.
And
they point and go kill.
Yeah, and they use him to kill Xavier, who lightly hints that these seizures that he was having was what destroyed the X-Men.
Yeah.
And that it was his fault. And I thought that was really clever. I was like, okay, so that's taking the material from Old Man Logan, the part that actually worked, and twisting it just a bit so that it has hints of in this story.
Yeah.
But then as he's laying there dying, Logan runs in and tells him, no, it was me. And it's just like, oh, wow. So he could have been just being nice all these years and telling Charles, no, you didn't kill them. It was me. And taking care of him out of the sheer good-hearted nature that he has, which would certainly explain a lot. Or it could be that Professor Xavier had a mental snap once Wolverine did kill these people, or maybe he snapped trying to help Logan at one point, and he killed the X-Men because of it, and Logan feels so guilt-ridden that he takes care of Professor Xavier from that. And so there's
many possibilities.
There's a lot of different factories this could work with.
Like, they kept talking about New York, like he made a speech in New York or something like that.
That was the first movie where they stopped Magneto.
That was what that was referring to?
Yeah, did you not get that?
I thought
where they were on the Statue of Liberty and they fought Sabretooth? And
I thought it was talking about like he made a speech or something.
What happens when a toad gets struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else. A studio executive told me to say this. But yeah, they finally kill Professor Xavier, and like we said earlier, if you've ever known a relative who's kind of going downhill in their older age, it's very hard to watch.
Yes, it is.
And because we've spent so long with this actor as this character and how well he embodies these things and this character, it's very, very difficult to watch this.
And them using freaking Johnny Cash music,
man. Whoever scored this movie, I want to hug you.
It's so powerful.
It is. They use Johnny Cash very effectively when they have to. The music is perfectly effective when they have to. I really have nothing bad I can say about this, and this might be the first X-Men movie I've said that since the first.
I didn't care for the other little batch of kids. Well,
they're not really part of the story altogether, so that's why they don't serve as big a purpose in the end. I do have one thing I have to say negatively, because watching all the little kids kill the bounty hunter guy at the end, that was some fucking Children of the Corn shit. What they do is they tape him down and mummify him in the grass from an ecomancer. The girl with cold breath starts freezing on him. A little kid starts electrocuting with his finger. And they're just killing him very slowly. It's like, I was sitting there, I'm like, I want to be having a moment with Logan and his daughter here. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I didn't expect Logan to die. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, big spoiler there. Logan dies at the end of this. And honestly, it's handled perfectly. I never actually thought I would say that with a Wolverine story, Because every story has Wolverine survive because he's fucking Wolverine.
Apparently, the adamantium's been poisoning him. That was like the one kind of stretch.
Again, that's never stated.
Yeah,
it's never said the adamantium is what is killing him.
Basically, something his healing factor can't heal for some. I think it was kind of a little bit of maybe the adamantium, and maybe he's older and he's just kind of got to the point where he was tired.
Yeah, that's where I was coming from with this. Is you've got to remember Wolverine at this point is well over 150 years old.
Yes.
So somewhere along those lines, something has to have happened. And with whatever traumatic event to have happen like this, that's 150 years worth of memories and killing and death and horribleness that's compounded upon this man, and guilt will wear you out.
Yeah.
And I think that was what was really the thing is... excuse me. Oh, God, fucking allergies. If I can ever get my nose to stop running, I'll be amazed. That was what I interpreted it mostly, was whatever happened to him was just eating him up from the inside to the point where he couldn't stop.
Yeah. But...
because you see him... The first time you see him is drunkenly passed out in the back of his car.
And then kills a bunch of cholos.
Yeah, and then kills a bunch of cholos. Which was really fucking abrupt. This movie went from 0 to 100 really goddamn fast.
Yeah, but it's well paced. Like, action's where action needs to be. That's all I really had to say, man. Go see this, or if you've already
like we said
it.
in the beginning portion of this, go see it. It's well worth your ticket. Honestly, I mean,
we paid a really cheap. Like, this matinee we went to was like
I'm almost sorry we didn't go to a late night premiere.
Yeah,
for seeing this movie. But yeah, this movie was
things happen.
Yeah, I'm really glad I didn't go to see this Friday night now because this would have made Saturday unbearable. Yep. But yeah, this movie, Jesus, I was not expecting it. I'm still really pissed off about this, but it's a good pissed off.
Alright guys, well I think that is going to do it for this time, and please like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, hit that little notification button, and go look us up on Facebook, and then jump over to this guy's channel and watch us do some cool stuff.
Don't forget to leave Twitter handle suggestions for when... Oh, do we want to talk trailers real quick?
There wasn't anything we haven't really talked about. Really.
Well, I mean, there were a few here. We've
talked about Fate.
Yeah, Fate of the Furious.
We talked about that one before.
Let's see. We had Alien Covenant.
Looks like I don't care for the Alien movies, really.
Really? I love the first two Alien movies.
I don't care for the rest of them, and I thought Prometheus
Well, you're not exactly in a minority there.
Prometheus was ass.
You're still not in a minority there. This one, I think, is probably going to be a kind of a big retread, kind of a combination of Alien and Prometheus. The only real question I have is if you're sending a bunch of people out to start a colony, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm not saying that having a couple of a dude couple be part of the explorers. If your purpose is to start a colony, though, how do they work in? Because there's some parts missing for repopulation.
Yep. And then there was...
and you're going to need as many fucking people doing that as possible.
Then there was Life, which is...
that looks like it's going to be... I hope it's interesting. Apparently, we find some kind of a microbial substance from Mars that gets brought back with a satellite. And they start trying to build it back up, recreating conditions like Mars would have been at some point. And they find a way to essentially let it regenerate.
And it starts killing them.
And it gets loose on the space station. So that could be very interesting. I hope it is.
Let's see.
Ghost in the Shell.
I never watched the anime. I'm going to have to just kind of watch it and leave my opinion there.
You're going to have to watch this movie, and then you're going to have to watch the movie. the 95 movie. It looks like they're trying to combine Ghost in the Shell, Ghost in the Shell Innocence, and Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, the Solid State Society.
Okay. Wow.
That's 3 different movies, as well as tell their own kind of story, and it looks like this is all going to get really, really lost in the middle of it all, because the idea of Kusanagi wanting her past was more to try and have an identity. Never mind, I'm going to save most of this for the review, because that movie's going to suck ass.
And The Circle.
The Circle, the
looks...
movie about how evil it is to have mass data consumption of people.
Basically, it's when Facebook goes crazy.
Oh, ultimate power corrupts ultimately.
And they throw...
Who would have guessed?
They throw Emma Watson in there.
My biggest hope, we will... Tom Hanks is going to be amazing in this, because Tom Hanks is a fucking great actor. We'll get to see Tom Hanks as a bad guy.
Yeah.
But we'll also get to see Patton Oswalt as a bad guy.
Yep. And
I am so excited to see both of those people as bad guys.
And then we'll get Emma Watson and John Boyega as the heroine trying to stop Facebook. Basically, it's ridiculously over the top Facebook, and they want to watch everybody at all times.
Yeah, as they say in the trailer, is when you have all the power, all is good. And I'm just like, subtlety is not your strong suit, is it, buddy? I feel like there's one other thing we saw, but I can't remember it.
No, it's a far.
I can't remember it. Anyway. So, yeah.
Oh, it was like a little thing for Beauty and the Beast, but it wasn't a Beauty and the Beast trailer. It was for like the music or...
yeah, something like that. You know, I heard that that one's going to feature their very first openly gay character.
Yeah, and people are up in arms about it. Who fucking cares?
You know why? Because it's Gaston's ruddy little henchman. Jared will include a picture of this shithead, and it's a guy nobody gives a shit about.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make a prominently gay character, then give him something to do. Don't have him be Gaston's petty bootlicker. Nobody gives a shit about that. Make it the clock and the candlestick. Make those two the lovers. People who actually we care about.
Yeah. Alright, well guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this time, and till next time, I guess we will see you guys later.
Now I'm writing fanfic of the clock and the candle. How would that work? Burning him.